Have you ever felt weighed down by past mistakes or negative thoughts? What if letting go of those burdens could lead to a happier, more fulfilling life? Imagine waking up each day feeling lighter, more free, and truly at peace with yourself. The power of letting go is a transformative journey that many people overlook, yet it holds the key to unlocking a more joyful existence. In our daily lives, we often cling to things that no longer serve us, whether it's grudges, expectations, or even material possessions. This attachment can create a heavy emotional burden that clouds our happiness. The good news is that Buddhism teaches us the profound impact of letting go. It encourages us to release our attachments and embrace change, leading to inner peace and greater happiness. Welcome to Wisdom Woven. In this channel, we explore the teachings and insights that can transform your life for the better. As we dive into the power of letting go, you'll discover valuable insights that can help you overcome obstacles and find true freedom. There are so many views on this channel, but only 0.2% subscribe. So please like, comment, share, and subscribe to our channel. Your support means the world to us. As we journey through this video, you'll learn practical steps to embrace letting go. You'll uncover how releasing negativity can enhance your relationships, boost your mental health, and lead you to a life filled with joy. By the end, you'll see that letting go is not about losing something but gaining a sense of peace and clarity. Get ready to embark on a journey of self-discovery and empowerment. Let's explore how the power of letting go can truly change your life for the better. Understanding attachment and desire. In life, we often find ourselves holding on to things tightly. This can be anything from our relationships to our possessions and even our dreams. But what happens when we cling too tightly? We create suffering for ourselves. Buddhism teaches us that attachment and desire are the roots of much of our pain. By understanding these concepts, we can begin to let go and find true peace. Attachment is like a heavy backpack filled with stones. Each stone represents something we cling to, a memory, a person, a material object. The more stones we add, the heavier the backpack becomes. Eventually, it becomes difficult to walk, let alone run toward our goals. The first step in letting go is recognizing what stones you are carrying. Ask yourself, what do I hold on to that no longer serves me? Identifying these attachments is essential for finding freedom. Desire often goes hand in hand with attachment. We desire things we believe will make us happy, whether it's a new car, a perfect job, or a loving partner. While wanting things is natural, it can lead to disappointment if our happiness relies on them. Imagine if you lost that car or job. Would your happiness vanish too? Buddhism teaches that true happiness comes from within, not from external sources. The more we chase after desires, the more we set ourselves up for suffering. Consider the example of a child with a favorite toy. When the toy is lost, the child may cry for hours, feeling as if a part of their happiness is gone. However, with time, the child learns to let go of the toy and finds joy in other activities. This is a powerful lesson for us. We can learn from the child's experience. Happiness doesn't solely come from what we possess. It comes from our ability to adapt and find joy in the present moment. In Buddhism, the concept of non-attachment is essential. This doesn't mean you should stop caring about people or things. It means you should cultivate a mindset where you can appreciate what you have without fear of losing it. It's about enjoying the moment without being tied to an outcome. When we practice non-attachment, we allow ourselves to be present and open to whatever life brings us. One way to start practicing non-attachment is through mindfulness. Mindfulness helps us become aware of our thoughts and feelings without judgment. When you feel a strong attachment to something, take a moment to pause. Notice how it makes you feel. Acknowledge that feeling, but also remind yourself that it's okay to let go. The more you practice mindfulness, the easier it becomes to recognize when attachment creeps in. Another important concept in Buddhism is impermanence. Everything in life is temporary, from our emotions to our relationships. Understanding that nothing lasts forever can help us let go. When you realize that life is a constant flow of change, it becomes easier to release what no longer serves you. Think about a river. It never stays the same. It flows and changes constantly. Just like the river, our lives are meant to evolve. When we resist change, we create suffering for ourselves. Embracing change allows us to move forward with grace. For instance, consider the changing seasons. Each season has its beauty, but if we tried to hold on to summer forever, we would miss the magic of autumn's colors or winter's quiet. By accepting that change is natural, we can find beauty in every moment. To deepen your understanding of attachment and desire, try this simple exercise. Write down 5 things you feel attached to. Next to each item, note how it makes you feel. Does it bring you joy, or does it create anxiety? This practice can help clarify your relationship with these attachments and allow you to decide which ones to release. As you navigate through life, remember that letting go is a journey. It takes time, patience, and practice. It's not about eliminating all desire, but about understanding it. Ask yourself, what do I truly need to feel fulfilled? Often, you'll find that the things you thought were essential are not as important as they seem. Another vital aspect of understanding attachment is recognizing how it affects your relationships. When you cling to someone too tightly, it can create pressure and resentment. Healthy relationships thrive on mutual respect and understanding. Instead of trying to possess someone, focus on supporting and uplifting each other. This shift in perspective can deepen your connection and lead to a more fulfilling relationship. In summary, understanding attachment and desire is a crucial step toward letting go. By recognizing what you cling to, practicing mindfulness, embracing impermanence, and fostering healthy relationships, you can begin to release the burdens you carry. This process will not only lighten your emotional load, but also open the door to a more joyful and fulfilling life. As you continue this journey, remember that you have the power to change your mindset and find peace within. Letting go is a gift you give to yourself, a chance to live fully in the present, free from the weights of the past. The Buddhist perspective on impermanence. Life is a constant flow of change. Everything around us is always shifting, from the seasons changing outside our windows to our own thoughts and feelings. In Buddhism, this idea is known as impermanence. It teaches us that nothing is permanent and everything we experience is temporary. Understanding this can help us let go of the things we hold on to so tightly. When we think about impermanence, we realize that our feelings of joy, sadness, anger, or love are not fixed. They come and go, just like the waves of the ocean. Have you ever noticed how a beautiful moment can feel fleeting? A joyful laugh with friends might feel perfect, but it doesn't last forever. Instead of clinging to that moment, what if we appreciated it for what it was? A beautiful experience that brought us happiness, even if it was brief. Buddhism teaches us that holding on to things, whether they are moments, relationships, or even our own ideas, can lead to suffering. We might become afraid of losing what we love, or we may feel unhappy if things do not go the way we planned. This fear often traps us, preventing us from enjoying life as it unfolds. By recognizing that change is the only constant, we can learn to embrace life without fear. Imagine a tree in autumn. Its leaves turn vibrant colors before falling to the ground. The tree doesn't resist this change. Instead, it allows the leaves to drop, knowing that new buds will grow in spring. This is a beautiful lesson in letting go. The tree understands that losing its leaves is part of life's cycle, and it prepares for new growth. In our lives, we can learn to accept impermanence in the same way. When we face challenges or losses, we can remind ourselves that these feelings will not last forever. Instead of resisting change, we can open our hearts to the possibility of new beginnings. This mindset helps us to find peace, even in difficult situations. Let's consider relationships. We often form deep attachments to people, believing that they will always be there for us. However, people change and circumstances shift. If we cling too tightly to a relationship, we may experience heartbreak when things change. By accepting impermanence, we can appreciate our loved ones for who they are today, without fearing the future. We can treasure moments shared without feeling anxious about what may come. Another powerful aspect of embracing impermanence is how it encourages us to live fully in the present moment. When we understand that each moment is unique and will never come again, we become more mindful. We start to pay attention to our surroundings, our feelings, and our thoughts. Instead of rushing through life, we can take a moment to breathe, to notice the beauty around us, and to connect deeply with ourselves and others. Buddhism also encourages us to practice mindfulness as a way to accept impermanence. Mindfulness is about being present in the here and now. When we practice mindfulness, we can observe our thoughts and feelings without judgment. This observation helps us recognize that even strong emotions are temporary. We learn to acknowledge them, but we do not let them control our actions or our happiness. When we face difficult emotions, mindfulness teaches us to sit with them. Instead of pushing them away or pretending they don't exist, we can say to ourselves, "I see you, sadness. I understand you are here, but you will not stay forever." This practice allows us to honor our feelings without getting lost in them. As we explore the idea of impermanence, it's also important to understand that letting go does not mean forgetting. It means acknowledging the past and accepting that it has shaped us. Our experiences, both joyful and painful, are part of our journey. By recognizing their impermanent nature, we can learn from them and grow, rather than being held captive by them. Consider how you might approach a favorite memory. Instead of trying to recreate it or longing for the past, you can appreciate it for what it was. This shift in perspective allows you to carry the warmth of that memory without being trapped by it. It also opens the door for new experiences that can bring you joy. As we move forward, remember that the practice of embracing impermanence takes time and patience. It is a journey, not a destination. Each day, you can take small steps toward accepting change in your life. Start by observing your surroundings. Notice how everything is constantly in motion. The clouds shift, the flowers bloom and wilt, and your own thoughts come and go. When you feel attached to something, ask yourself, what is the nature of this feeling? Is it permanent? This simple question can help you detach from those feelings and create space for acceptance. With practice, you'll find that letting go becomes easier, and you will feel a sense of freedom in your life. In conclusion, the Buddhist perspective on impermanence offers us a profound understanding of life's nature. By accepting that everything changes, we can release our attachments and find peace in the present moment. Embrace the beauty of impermanence and let it guide you on your journey toward a more fulfilled and liberated life. Remember, just like the waves in the ocean, your life is a series of ever-changing moments, each one unique and valuable. Embracing change for inner peace. Change is a natural part of life. Every day brings new experiences, and yet many of us resist change. We cling to what we know, fearing the unknown. But what if embracing change could be the key to inner peace? Let's explore how welcoming change can lead to a more fulfilling life. Think about the seasons. Each one has its beauty. Spring brings flowers, summer offers warmth, autumn paints the leaves in vibrant colors, and winter blankets everything in snow. Just like nature, our lives are filled with seasons of change. When we embrace these changes, we allow ourselves to grow. Every new experience has something valuable to teach us, whether it's joy, sorrow, or learning something new. Buddhism teaches us that everything is impermanent. This means that nothing lasts forever, and that includes our struggles and pain. When we accept that life is ever-changing, we can begin to let go of our fears and anxieties. Instead of resisting change, we can see it as an opportunity for growth. For instance, when you change jobs, it might feel scary at first. However, it also opens doors to new experiences and friendships. Each change brings the potential for a fresh start. Letting go of the fear of change allows us to be present in our lives. When we focus too much on what could go wrong, we miss out on the beauty of what is happening right now. Being mindful of the present moment helps us appreciate life as it unfolds. Imagine sitting in a park, feeling the sun on your face, and listening to the birds sing. In that moment, nothing else matters. You are just enjoying the beauty around you. Embracing change can also improve our relationships. Often, we hold on to past grievances, allowing them to cloud our judgment and create distance between us and others. When we choose to let go of these grudges, we make room for healing. Forgiveness is a powerful tool. It frees us from the weight of resentment and opens our hearts to love and connection. In times of change, it's important to practice self-compassion. Be kind to yourself when facing uncertainty. Instead of criticizing yourself for feeling anxious, acknowledge your feelings and treat yourself with love and understanding. Remind yourself that it's okay to feel uncomfortable during times of change. This compassion can help you navigate through difficult moments with grace. Meditation can be a helpful practice to embrace change. Taking time to sit quietly, focus on your breath, and observe your thoughts allows you to create space in your mind. You may notice that some thoughts are about wanting things to stay the same. Others may express fear of what's to come. Acknowledge these thoughts without judgment and gently guide your focus back to your breath. With practice, you'll learn to observe these thoughts without becoming overwhelmed by them. Another way to embrace change is by adopting a growth mindset. This means viewing challenges as opportunities to learn rather than obstacles. When you face a setback, ask yourself, what can I learn from this? This simple shift in perspective can transform your approach to life. Instead of fearing failure, you'll see it as a chance to grow stronger and wiser. Embracing change also means letting go of perfectionism. Many people fear change because they want everything to be just right before taking a step forward. However, life is messy, and perfection is an illusion. By accepting that imperfection is part of the journey, you can find joy in the process rather than fixating on the outcome. Celebrate small victories along the way, and remember that progress is more important than perfection. Letting go of the need for control is another essential aspect of embracing change. We often want to control every aspect of our lives, from our relationships to our careers. However, this desire can lead to anxiety and disappointment. When we accept that we cannot control everything, we can find peace in the flow of life. Trust that the universe has a plan for you, and sometimes, the best things happen when you least expect them. Surrounding yourself with positive influences can also help you embrace change. Seek out people who inspire you and support your growth. Engage in conversations that uplift you and challenge your thinking. These connections can provide encouragement and remind you that you are not alone in your journey. Nature can teach us a lot about embracing change. Observe how trees shed their leaves in the fall, only to bloom again in spring. They demonstrate resilience and adaptability. When we look at nature, we see that change is not something to fear but a natural part of life. Just like the trees, we too can weather the storms and emerge stronger. As you embrace change, remember to practice gratitude. Take a moment each day to reflect on what you are thankful for. Gratitude shifts our focus from what is lacking to what is abundant in our lives. It helps us cultivate a positive mindset, allowing us to welcome change with open arms. In conclusion, embracing change is essential for inner peace. By accepting that change is a natural part of life, we free ourselves from fear and anxiety. Each change brings opportunities for growth, connection, and joy. When we learn to let go of our attachments and trust the process, we open ourselves to the beauty of life as it unfolds. Embrace change, and watch as your life transforms in ways you never thought possible. Releasing negative emotions. Negative emotions can feel like heavy weights on our hearts. They cling to us, often preventing us from moving forward in life. But what if we could learn to let these emotions go? In Buddhism, there's a powerful teaching that encourages us to release these feelings rather than hold on to them. By doing so, we can open ourselves up to a brighter, more joyful life. Think about a time when you felt angry or hurt. Maybe it was a disagreement with a friend or a disappointment at work. These emotions are completely normal, but when we cling to them, they can turn into a cloud that hangs over our heads. They influence how we see the world and how we interact with others. The first step in letting go is recognizing these feelings for what they are, temporary visitors in our minds. Buddhism teaches that emotions are like waves in the ocean. They rise, they fall, and then they disappear. When a wave crashes, it may seem powerful, but eventually, it retreats back into the sea. Our negative emotions work in the same way. They come and go, but we often forget that we have the power to let them flow away. Instead of fighting against them, we can learn to observe them without attachment. One helpful practice is mindfulness. When negative feelings arise, take a moment to pause. Close your eyes and take a deep breath. As you inhale, imagine filling your body with calmness. As you exhale, visualize releasing the negative emotion. Picture it floating away like a balloon, lightening your heart. This practice helps us to create distance between ourselves and our emotions, allowing us to respond with greater clarity. It's also important to understand that it's okay to feel negative emotions. Suppressing them can lead to greater distress. Instead, allow yourself to feel without judgment. Recognize that emotions are part of being human. Acknowledge them, but don't let them define you. Ask yourself, what can I learn from this feeling? This shift in perspective can transform how you view negative emotions. Another way to release negativity is through forgiveness. Holding on to grudges can be incredibly heavy. When someone hurts us, it's easy to let anger settle in our hearts. But forgiveness doesn't mean forgetting. It means choosing to free ourselves from the pain. By forgiving others and ourselves, we lighten our emotional load. We reclaim our power and create space for positivity to enter. Think of forgiveness as a gift you give to yourself. When you forgive, you're not excusing the actions of others. Rather, you're choosing to let go of the burden of anger. Imagine carrying a heavy backpack filled with rocks. Each rock represents a grudge or a painful memory. When you forgive, it's like removing those rocks one by one until your backpack is empty. You'll feel lighter, freer, and more able to enjoy life. Practicing gratitude can also help in releasing negative emotions. When we focus on what we are thankful for, it shifts our mindset. Start a gratitude journal and write down 3 things you appreciate each day. This simple act can help you see the beauty in your life, making it easier to let go of negativity. In Buddhism, there is a concept called non-attachment. This doesn't mean you stop caring about people or experiences. It means you don't cling to them for your happiness. Understand that life is ever-changing. Holding on to negative emotions and experiences can prevent you from experiencing the joy that exists in the present moment. Consider how a river flows. It constantly moves and changes, never holding on to the past. When you allow yourself to release negative emotions, you become like that river, flowing freely and embracing the changes in life. You become more adaptable and resilient, better equipped to handle life's challenges. Another effective technique for releasing negativity is engaging in creative expression. Whether it's painting, writing, or playing music, expressing yourself can be a powerful way to process emotions. Create without judgment. Let your feelings flow onto the page or canvas. This creative outlet can help you understand and release your emotions in a healthy way. Meditation is also a wonderful tool for releasing negative emotions. Find a quiet place to sit comfortably. Focus on your breath, allowing thoughts and feelings to come and go without clinging to them. Picture each negative thought as a leaf floating down a stream. Watch it drift away, leaving you feeling lighter and more peaceful. Surrounding yourself with positive influences can greatly aid in the process of letting go. Spend time with people who uplift you and engage in activities that bring you joy. The energy of positivity can help wash away negativity, making it easier to release the emotions that weigh you down. Lastly, remember that letting go is a journey, not a destination. It may take time, and that's perfectly okay. Be gentle with yourself as you navigate through your feelings. Celebrate small victories along the way. Each time you release a negative emotion, you are moving toward a more peaceful and joyful life. As you continue on this journey of letting go, remind yourself that you have the power to create a brighter future. Negative emotions do not have to define you. Instead, see them as opportunities for growth and understanding. By practicing these techniques, you can learn to release negativity and embrace a life filled with joy and peace. The role of mindfulness in letting go. Today, we are going to dive deep into a simple yet powerful tool on the path to letting go: mindfulness. Many people hear the word mindfulness and think it's just about meditation or sitting in silence, but it's much more than that. Mindfulness is about being present, truly present, in each moment. It's about paying attention to what's happening right here, right now, without judgment. This practice helps us see things clearly and understand ourselves deeply, so we can finally let go of the burdens that weigh us down. Imagine this. You're carrying a heavy bag filled with things you no longer need. These things represent past hurts, worries, fears, regrets, and attachments. As you walk, the bag gets heavier and heavier, draining your energy, slowing you down. Now, imagine being able to set that bag down. How light and free you would feel. That's the power of mindfulness. By helping us see and understand each item in the bag, mindfulness allows us to decide what to keep and what to release. To let go, we must first become aware of what we're holding on to. Mindfulness brings this awareness into our lives. For example, when we're upset, mindfulness allows us to notice our thoughts and emotions without becoming overwhelmed by them. It's like stepping back and observing a storm instead of being caught in it. We see our emotions as temporary waves, coming and going. This insight reminds us that feelings, like waves, don't last forever. When we realize this, it becomes easier to let go of intense emotions. One simple way to practice mindfulness is to focus on your breathing. Take a moment, right now, to breathe in slowly, then breathe out. Notice how your breath feels as it enters and leaves your body. You might feel a little calmer already. This is the magic of focusing on the present moment. With each breath, we bring ourselves back to now, and we begin to let go of thoughts about the past or worries about the future. Mindfulness also teaches us how to observe our thoughts without getting lost in them. Our minds are constantly chattering, often bringing up fears, doubts, or regrets. In mindfulness, we learn to watch these thoughts without attaching to them. Imagine your thoughts are like clouds drifting across the sky. Instead of grabbing onto a cloud and letting it carry you away, you simply watch it pass. This practice can help us let go of unnecessary worries, as we realize that we don't have to believe or engage with every thought that arises. Sometimes, it's our attachment to certain outcomes that makes letting go difficult. We want things to go a certain way, or we cling to an idea of how life should be. Mindfulness teaches us to release these expectations. It encourages us to accept things as they are. For example, if you're feeling frustrated because something didn't go as planned, take a mindful breath and ask yourself, can I let this go? By accepting what has happened instead of fighting it, we save ourselves from unnecessary pain and disappointment. Another benefit of mindfulness is that it helps us recognize patterns in our reactions. Let's say that every time someone criticizes you, you feel hurt or defensive. By being mindful, you can start noticing this pattern without judgment. You might begin to see that this reaction comes from an old wound, maybe from a time when you felt unappreciated or judged. With mindfulness, we look at these patterns with kindness and understanding, allowing us to gradually release old, limiting beliefs and behaviors. Letting go through mindfulness is not about ignoring our feelings or pretending we don't have problems. Instead, it's about approaching our challenges with a calm, open heart. When we accept our emotions without resistance, we allow them to pass through us naturally. Imagine you're sitting by a river. The water flows past you, and you don't try to stop it. Similarly, when we allow our emotions to flow without holding on to them, they naturally lose their intensity, and we feel lighter. In Buddhism, mindfulness is often called a practice because it requires patience and consistency. Just like training a muscle, we become more skilled at mindfulness with time. The more we practice, the easier it becomes to let go of old thoughts, emotions, and habits. Through mindfulness, we create space within ourselves, a space free of clutter where peace and clarity can thrive. Let's talk about another powerful mindfulness practice called loving-kindness meditation, or metta in Buddhism. In this practice, we silently wish ourselves and others well, sending thoughts of kindness and compassion. Start by saying to yourself, "May I be happy. May I be peaceful. May I be free." Then, extend these wishes to others, even to people you find difficult to deal with. This practice helps us let go of anger, resentment, and judgment. It reminds us that, just like us, everyone is seeking happiness and freedom from suffering. Through metta, we cultivate a mindset of letting go, forgiveness, and compassion, which brings a deep sense of peace. Practicing mindfulness also makes us more aware of the beauty and joy in the present moment. When we're mindful, we start noticing small things, a gentle breeze, a bird singing, the warmth of the sun. These moments remind us that life is precious and worth cherishing. They give us a new perspective, showing us that true happiness is found not in clinging to things, but in letting go and appreciating what we have now. Mindfulness is not just something we do when sitting quietly. It can be a part of everything we do. Whether we're eating, walking, or having a conversation, mindfulness helps us stay present and fully engaged. This focus on the present brings a sense of calm and clarity that helps us navigate life's ups and downs with greater ease. By letting go of distractions and being fully here, we deepen our relationships, understand ourselves better, and find peace within. In closing, remember that letting go is a journey. Mindfulness is a guide that helps us release what no longer serves us, whether it's a thought, emotion, or attachment. Each day, practice being mindful of the present moment, and gradually, you'll find yourself feeling lighter, more at peace, and more connected to the world around you. The power to let go is within you, waiting to be discovered through mindfulness, one gentle breath at a time. Finding freedom from suffering. In life, we often experience suffering, which can feel like a heavy weight on our hearts and minds. But what if I told you that within the teachings of Buddhism lies a way to find freedom from this suffering? It's all about understanding the nature of our experiences and learning how to let go of what causes us pain. First, let's explore what suffering really is. In Buddhism, suffering is not just about physical pain. It encompasses emotional distress, anxiety, and dissatisfaction with life. We all encounter suffering in various forms, be it the loss of a loved one, the end of a relationship, or even the stress of daily responsibilities. These experiences can make us feel trapped, as if we are stuck in a cycle of negativity. However, recognizing that suffering is a part of life is the first step toward freedom. Just as the seasons change, our experiences shift over time. It's important to remember that no matter how challenging a moment may seem, it is temporary. The more we cling to our suffering, holding on to our pain or resentment, the more we suffer. This is where the concept of attachment comes into play. In Buddhist philosophy, attachment is the root cause of suffering. When we become overly attached to people, outcomes, or even our own expectations, we set ourselves up for disappointment. Imagine holding on to a hot coal. The longer you grip it, the more it burns you. The same goes for our emotional attachments. Letting go of these attachments doesn't mean we stop caring. Rather, it means we learn to embrace impermanence. One way to find freedom from suffering is through mindfulness. Mindfulness teaches us to be present in each moment without judgment. When we practice mindfulness, we can observe our thoughts and feelings as they arise, acknowledging them without becoming entangled. This awareness allows us to understand the impermanence of our emotions. For instance, when we feel sad or anxious, we can remind ourselves that these feelings will pass, just like passing clouds in the sky. Another essential aspect of finding freedom from suffering is forgiveness. Holding on to grudges or past grievances can weigh us down. When we forgive others, we free ourselves from the burden of resentment. Forgiveness is not about excusing someone's behavior. It's about releasing the hold that their actions have on us. This process can be challenging, but it is liberating. Consider the story of a monk who was once insulted by a passerby. Instead of reacting with anger, the monk simply smiled and continued on his way. Later, someone asked him why he didn't respond to the insult. The monk replied, "I choose not to carry the burden of another's negativity. It is not my pain to bear." This simple choice to let go can be profoundly powerful. The practice of gratitude can also help us find freedom from suffering. When we focus on what we are grateful for, we shift our attention away from what we lack or what causes us pain. Gratitude opens our hearts and minds to the beauty that surrounds us, reminding us of the positive aspects of life. Consider keeping a gratitude journal where you jot down a few things you appreciate each day. Over time, this practice can cultivate a sense of joy and contentment that outweighs moments of suffering. Additionally, developing a sense of community can be a powerful antidote to suffering. When we connect with others, sharing our struggles, listening to their stories, and supporting one another, we create bonds that uplift us. The understanding that we are not alone in our pain can be incredibly healing. Buddhism emphasizes the importance of sangha, or community, as a way to foster connection and support. Finding freedom from suffering also involves letting go of the need to control everything. Life is unpredictable, and trying to control outcomes can lead to frustration and disappointment. Instead, embracing the uncertainty of life can bring a sense of peace. This doesn't mean we shouldn't strive for our goals or work toward improvement. Rather, it means we should remain open to the unexpected twists and turns of life. As you embark on your journey toward freedom from suffering, remember that it is a process. It takes time, patience, and self-compassion. Be gentle with yourself as you navigate through difficult emotions. Each step you take toward letting go brings you closer to a life filled with joy and inner peace. In conclusion, finding freedom from suffering is about understanding the nature of attachment, embracing impermanence, and practicing mindfulness. It involves forgiving others and ourselves, cultivating gratitude, and fostering connections with others. By letting go of what no longer serves us, we create space for healing, growth, and happiness. So, take a deep breath and remember, you have the power to break free from suffering and live a life of joy. Embracing forgiveness as a path to freedom. Forgiveness is a powerful gift we give ourselves. It's a chance to break free from the chains of resentment and anger that bind us. When we hold on to grudges, we often find ourselves trapped in a cycle of negativity that weighs heavily on our hearts. Embracing forgiveness is not just about letting others off the hook. It's about freeing ourselves from the burdens we carry. Consider this. When someone hurts us, it can feel as if we are carrying a heavy backpack filled with stones. Each stone represents a hurtful word, a betrayal, or a disappointment. Over time, this backpack gets heavier, making it difficult to move forward in life. But what if we could remove those stones? What if we could set them down and lighten our load? This is the essence of forgiveness. Forgiveness begins with understanding. It's important to recognize that everyone makes mistakes. Just as we seek understanding for our own actions, we must extend that same grace to others. This doesn't mean we condone what they did, but it does mean we acknowledge our shared humanity. In Buddhism, this understanding leads to compassion. Compassion allows us to see others as flawed beings just like ourselves. Let's reflect on the nature of our relationships. Holding on to anger can create barriers between us and the people we care about. When we refuse to forgive, we often isolate ourselves, preventing healing and growth. But when we choose to forgive, we open the door to reconciliation. This doesn't always mean we have to reconcile with the person who hurt us, but it does mean we are choosing to release the grip that pain has on us. Forgiveness also nurtures our mental and emotional well-being. Studies have shown that holding on to grudges can lead to stress, anxiety, and even physical health problems. When we forgive, we lower our stress levels and improve our mental health. It's a way of reclaiming our power. Instead of letting past events control our emotions, we take charge of our feelings and choose peace. One of the most profound teachings in Buddhism is the concept of impermanence. Everything in life is temporary, including our pain and suffering. When we remember that the hurt we feel is not permanent, it becomes easier to let go. Embracing forgiveness allows us to acknowledge our pain but not let it define us. It teaches us that we can move forward despite our past. Now, let's talk about practical steps to embrace forgiveness. First, we need to acknowledge our feelings. It's okay to feel hurt or angry. Recognizing these emotions is the first step in the healing process. Next, we can reflect on the situation. What happened? How did it affect us? Writing down our thoughts can help us gain clarity and perspective. After that, we must choose to forgive. This is often the hardest step, as it requires a conscious decision to release our anger. It's important to remember that forgiveness is not a one-time event but a process. We may need to revisit our decision to forgive multiple times, especially if feelings of hurt resurface. Another helpful practice is to cultivate compassion for ourselves and others. We can start by saying positive affirmations or engaging in loving-kindness meditation. This practice involves wishing well for ourselves and those we feel hurt by. Over time, this can soften our hearts and open us to the possibility of forgiveness. As we embrace forgiveness, we may also want to set boundaries. Forgiving someone doesn't mean we allow them to hurt us again. It's perfectly acceptable to protect ourselves while still choosing to forgive. Setting clear boundaries can create a safe space for healing. Forgiveness can also be an act of empathy. Try to see things from the other person's perspective. What might have led them to act the way they did? This doesn't excuse their behavior, but understanding their motives can help us let go of our anger. One of the beautiful aspects of forgiveness is that it can often lead to personal growth. As we learn to forgive others, we may also find it easier to forgive ourselves. We all make mistakes, and self-forgiveness is a crucial part of healing. By being gentle with ourselves, we can break free from guilt and shame. allowing us to grow and evolve. In moments of deep reflection, we can consider the future. What do we want our lives to look like? Holding on to anger can cloud our vision and prevent us from moving forward. When we forgive, we create space for new opportunities and experiences. We become open to love, joy, and connection. Lastly, let's remember that forgiveness is a journey, not a destination. It's okay to take your time. Each step you take towards forgiveness is a step toward liberation. Celebrate the small victories along the way and be patient with yourself. Healing takes time, and that's perfectly fine. In the end, embracing forgiveness is a path to freedom. It allows us to let go of the past, heal our wounds, and open our hearts to the beauty of life. By forgiving others and ourselves, we reclaim our power and create a more peaceful existence. As we journey through life, let us carry the wisdom of forgiveness in our hearts, knowing that it leads us toward true liberation and joy. Embracing forgiveness as a path to freedom. Forgiveness is often seen as a gift we give to others, but in truth, it is a powerful gift we give to ourselves. When we hold on to anger or resentment, we carry a heavy load that weighs down our hearts and minds. It clouds our judgment and steals our peace. But what if we could let go of that weight? What if we could free ourselves from the chains of past grievances? In Buddhism, forgiveness is not just an act, it is a way of life. It teaches us to understand that everyone makes mistakes, including ourselves. We are all human, and we all have our flaws. When we hold grudges, we are often caught in a cycle of suffering that harms us more than anyone else. Letting go of anger allows us to step out of that cycle and reclaim our inner peace. Imagine a time when someone hurt you deeply. The pain can linger for years, feeding bitterness and anger. Now, think about how that unresolved pain affects your life. It creates barriers between you and the joy of living. When we choose to forgive, we open the door to healing. It doesn't mean that what happened was right or that we condone the actions of others. It means we refuse to allow their actions to control our emotions or our lives any longer. Forgiveness begins with understanding. It is about seeing the other person as a fellow human being, flawed and struggling just like you. By recognizing that we all have our battles, we cultivate compassion. When you look at the situation through the lens of compassion, it becomes easier to release the anger and resentment. This understanding allows you to see that their actions often stem from their own suffering. Let's take a moment to reflect on a simple practice. Sit quietly and bring to mind someone you need to forgive. Picture their face and feel the emotions tied to that memory. Now, acknowledge your feelings without judgment. It's okay to feel hurt, angry, or betrayed. Recognize these feelings as part of your human experience. Then, as you breathe deeply, imagine each exhale carrying away the negativity tied to that person. With each breath, visualize forgiveness washing over you, lifting the burden from your heart. Remember that forgiveness is a journey, not a destination. It may take time, and that's perfectly okay. Each step you take toward forgiveness is a step toward your own liberation. Some days may feel harder than others, and that's a normal part of the process. Be gentle with yourself as you navigate these emotions. In Buddhist teachings, there is a powerful mantra: "May I be free from suffering. May you be free from suffering." Reciting this mantra can be a beautiful way to cultivate forgiveness. By wishing well for both yourself and the person you need to forgive, you start to dissolve the barriers of resentment and anger. It transforms your focus from blame to compassion, nurturing your own healing in the process. Let's also consider the impact of forgiveness on our mental and physical health. Studies have shown that holding on to anger and resentment can lead to stress, anxiety, and even physical ailments. When we choose to forgive, we not only free our minds, but also our bodies from the weight of negative emotions. Embracing forgiveness can lead to improved mental clarity, emotional resilience, and overall well-being. Forgiveness also has the power to mend relationships. It can create space for healing and growth, both for yourself and the other person involved. By opening the door to forgiveness, you allow the possibility of renewed connections. Sometimes, it might mean rebuilding trust or creating healthier boundaries, but it all starts with the decision to forgive. In the grand scheme of life, we must remember that we are all interconnected. Our actions and emotions affect those around us, just as theirs affect us. When we choose forgiveness, we contribute to a ripple effect of compassion and understanding. It's like tossing a stone into a calm pond. The ripples extend far beyond where the stone landed. By embracing forgiveness, we can inspire others to do the same. As you continue to practice forgiveness, celebrate your progress, no matter how small. Each act of forgiveness brings you closer to freedom and peace. Reflect on how it feels to let go of resentment and embrace compassion instead. With time, you may find that your heart feels lighter, your mind clearer, and your relationships more fulfilling. Finally, let go of the idea that forgiveness is a sign of weakness. It takes great strength to confront our pain and choose to rise above it. By forgiving, you assert your power over your own emotions and life. You are saying that you refuse to let past hurts define your present or future. In summary, forgiveness is a powerful path to freedom. It liberates us from the heavy chains of anger and resentment, allowing us to embrace a more compassionate and joyful life. Through understanding, compassion, and practice, we can learn to forgive ourselves and others, paving the way for deeper connections and inner peace. As you move forward, remember that each step toward forgiveness is a step toward reclaiming your power and serenity. Embrace this journey and watch how it transforms your life, discovering the joy of minimalism and simplicity. In a world filled with distractions, possessions, and constant busyness, the idea of minimalism can seem daunting. But what if I told you that embracing simplicity could bring you immense joy and clarity? Minimalism is not just about owning fewer things. It's about creating space for what truly matters in your life. Think about your home. When clutter fills your space, it can weigh heavily on your mind. You might feel overwhelmed, anxious, or even trapped by all the items that surround you. However, when you begin to let go of unnecessary possessions, you create an environment that feels light and inviting. This process allows you to focus on what brings you joy and fulfillment, rather than being burdened by the past. Imagine a closet full of clothes you never wear, each item a reminder of who you used to be or the expectations others placed on you. By decluttering, you can free yourself from these reminders. Each piece of clothing you decide to keep should resonate with you, adding value to your life. This practice of intentionality is at the heart of minimalism. In Buddhism, there is a concept called non-attachment. It teaches us that clinging to material possessions can lead to suffering. By letting go of what we do not need, we create space for new experiences and relationships. Minimalism aligns perfectly with this philosophy. It encourages us to question our attachments and evaluate what truly enriches our lives. When you begin to simplify your surroundings, you may also notice a shift in your mindset. With fewer distractions, your mind can breathe. You become more aware of the present moment, allowing yourself to appreciate the beauty of life as it unfolds. Instead of being preoccupied with what you don't have, you start to cherish what you do have. As you embrace minimalism, consider adopting a one-in, one-out rule. For every new item you bring into your home, let go of one existing item. This helps maintain balance and prevents clutter from creeping back in. Over time, this practice not only reduces your possessions, but also cultivates mindfulness about your consumption. Simplicity isn't limited to physical belongings. It extends to your daily routine as well. Evaluate how you spend your time. Are you engaging in activities that align with your values and passions? If not, it may be time to let go of commitments that drain your energy. Focus on the activities that bring you joy and fulfillment. Imagine waking up each day with a clear mind and a simplified schedule. You can prioritize what truly matters to you, whether that's spending time with loved ones, pursuing hobbies, or simply enjoying moments of peace. This is the essence of a minimalist lifestyle, making room for what nourishes your spirit. Letting go of excess can also enhance your relationships. When you're no longer tied down by material possessions, you can invest more time and energy into connecting with others. Instead of spending time shopping or managing clutter, you can enjoy meaningful conversations, share experiences, and create lasting memories. Embracing minimalism is a journey, not a destination. It requires patience and self-reflection. Start small by choosing one area of your life to simplify. It could be a drawer, a room, or even your digital space. As you begin to see the benefits, you may feel inspired to continue decluttering and simplifying other areas. In this journey, remember that letting go does not mean deprivation. It means choosing to live with intention and purpose. Each time you release something that no longer serves you, you open up space for new opportunities and growth. It's a cycle of renewal that can lead to profound happiness. Minimalism can also be a form of self-care. By simplifying your life, you're giving yourself permission to focus on your well-being. You create an environment that supports relaxation, creativity, and joy. This self-compassion is essential for your overall mental and emotional health. As you explore minimalism, consider the impact of your choices on the world around you. By consuming less, you contribute to a more sustainable future. You become more conscious of your environmental footprint, and this awareness can lead to a deeper connection with nature. Embracing simplicity allows you to appreciate the beauty of the world without the distractions of excess. In essence, discovering the joy of minimalism and simplicity is about returning to what truly matters. It's about nurturing your relationships, passions, and well-being. The process of letting go frees you from the weight of excess, allowing you to live a more authentic and fulfilling life. As you reflect on your own life, ask yourself, what can I let go of today? What brings me joy, and what is not? This practice of self-inquiry is vital to your journey toward minimalism. Embrace it with an open heart and mind, and you will find that the path to simplicity is not just about decluttering. It's about rediscovering yourself. Letting go is a powerful act of love, both for yourself and for those around you. As you simplify your life, you'll uncover the joy that comes from living intentionally. You'll realize that happiness isn't found in the accumulation of things, but in the richness of your experiences and relationships. So, take a moment to breathe deeply and appreciate the journey ahead. Embrace the beauty of minimalism and simplicity, and watch as your life transforms into a tapestry woven with joy, peace, and purpose, integrating the wisdom of letting go into daily life. As we reach the conclusion of our exploration into the power of letting go, let's reflect on what we've learned. Letting go is not merely a one-time event. It's a lifelong practice. It's about embracing the teachings of impermanence and understanding that life is a continuous flow. Each moment is unique, and each experience shapes who we are. By integrating the wisdom of letting go into our daily lives, we can foster resilience and inner peace. So, how do we bring these teachings into our everyday routines? The first step is to cultivate mindfulness. Mindfulness is the practice of being fully present in the moment, aware of our thoughts and feelings without judgment. By practicing mindfulness, we become aware of our attachments and the thoughts that hold us back. We learn to observe these thoughts rather than become entangled in them. This awareness is a powerful tool that allows us to gently let go of what no longer serves us. Consider starting your day with a few minutes of mindfulness meditation. Find a quiet space, sit comfortably, and focus on your breath. With each inhale, invite positivity and clarity into your life. With each exhale, imagine releasing any tension or negative thoughts. This simple practice can set a positive tone for your day and help you respond to challenges with greater calmness and clarity. Another essential aspect of integrating letting go into daily life is developing a practice of gratitude. Gratitude shifts our focus from what we lack to what we have. When we appreciate the present moment and recognize the beauty around us, we naturally begin to release our grip on unhelpful thoughts and desires. Try keeping a gratitude journal where you write down 3 things you're thankful for each day. This practice can foster a sense of abundance and joy, making it easier to let go of negativity. Embracing change is also crucial. Life is inherently unpredictable, and the more we resist change, the more we suffer. Instead, try to view change as an opportunity for growth. When faced with a challenge, ask yourself, what can I learn from this situation? Shifting your perspective in this way allows you to accept the flow of life and helps you let go of the need for control. Letting go can also involve forgiveness, both of ourselves and others. Holding on to grudges only weighs us down, creating barriers to joy and connection. Reflect on any resentments you may be harboring and consider how they affect your well-being. Forgiveness is not about condoning someone's actions, but about freeing yourself from the emotional burden. When you forgive, You release yourself from the past and create space for healing and growth. Incorporating simplicity into your life is another powerful way to practice letting go. In our consumer-driven society, we often accumulate physical possessions that create clutter, both in our homes and minds. Consider decluttering your space and your life. Start small. Choose one area to simplify and ask yourself which items truly bring you joy. As you let go of what no longer serves you, you'll find a sense of liberation that makes room for new experiences and connections. As you move through your day, remember to practice self-compassion. We are all human, and letting go is a process that takes time. When you find yourself struggling, be gentle with yourself. Acknowledge your feelings and remind yourself that it's okay to feel what you're feeling. This kindness towards yourself fosters resilience and encourages growth. Engaging in supportive relationships can also help reinforce the practice of letting go. Surround yourself with people who uplift you and encourage your journey. Sharing your experiences with others can provide fresh perspectives and insights. Remember that you don't have to do this alone. Community and connection can be powerful allies in the process of letting go. In addition, consider embracing the teachings of nature. The cycles of nature can teach us so much about the importance of letting go. Trees shed their leaves in the fall, only to bloom anew in the spring. Just as nature flows through cycles of birth, death, and rebirth, we too can learn to embrace change and let go of what no longer serves us. Spend time outdoors, observe the natural world, and reflect on how you can apply these lessons to your life. As you continue this journey of letting go, celebrate your progress, no matter how small. Acknowledge the moments when you successfully release negativity or embrace change. Each step you take is a victory and a testament to your growth. Recognizing your achievements fuels motivation and inspires further change. In closing, remember that the power of letting go is a gift you give to yourself. It opens up the space for joy, clarity, and peace. As you integrate these teachings into your daily life, be patient with yourself and enjoy the process. Life is a journey, and with each moment, you have the opportunity to let go, embrace, and thrive. Thank you for joining us on this exploration of the power of letting go. We hope you feel inspired to take these insights into your life and share them with others. If you found value in this video, please like, comment, share, and subscribe to Wisdom Woven for more enlightening content. Together, let's continue weaving the fabric of wisdom in our lives.